Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Wednesday the 14th of May. The teenager accused of murdering American student Kyle Worrell has pleaded not guilty. The 33-year-old victim was attacked at a bus stop in Auckland's Meadowbank last month. Jordan Dunn reports.
The 16-year-old, who has interim name suppression, appeared in the High Court at Auckland charged with murder and aggravated robbery. The public gallery was packed with the victim's teary-eyed family, including Kyle Worrell's mother. A 32-year-old woman charged with being an accessory after the fact appeared via video link and also pleaded not guilty, appearing tearful at times.
The pair have been remanded in custody and will face trial next August. The government's cracking down on truancy, hoping to meet its attendance target. It's putting $140 million into a new attendance service and supporting current providers. The Associate Education Minister wants 80% of students attending more than 90% of the time by 2030. David Seymour says some penalties could be enforced.
But they only work for a small portion of people who are a won't rather than a can't. So if you persistently don't send your children to school, you could be fined.
Meanwhile, Seymour is not keen to specifically involve the Treaty of Waitangi as he introduces contentious red tape cutting legislation. His regulatory standards bill has prompted an urgent hearing of the Waitangi Tribunal. Seymour says it'll reduce regulation and create a benchmark for good legislation, but critics oppose its lack of a treaty clause and consultation with Māori. Seymour says it's for all New Zealanders.
The Waitangi Tribunal can do what they like, but it's the people of New Zealand that elect a government.
The Green Party's releasing its alternative budget. It includes a wealth tax to pay for a raft of social and environmental policies. It also includes free GP visits, early childhood education and dental care. Co-leader Chloe Swarbrick says it'll be paid for by taxing the wealthiest fairly. The budget calls for tackling climate change and introducing more jobs in nature and climate-friendly industries. The government's conceded it's unlikely to meet its November target of 500 new police. Police bosses say more trainees are failing and more people are leaving the force. Police Minister Mark Mitchell says they're not going to get hung up on the target. Donald Trump's considering attending talks on the Ukraine war on Thursday. Russia's President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky are expected to meet in Turkey. This comes as Western allies in the Coalition of the Willing have offered a US-backed 30-day ceasefire proposal to Russia alongside the threat of sanctions. CNN's Nick Patton-Walsh says if all three leaders end up in a room together, it's set to be a tense meeting. To sport. Sunderland will face Sheffield United at Wembley on May 25 New Zealand time in the match dubbed the richest game in football for the last promotion spot to the Premier League. It's worth $380 million. Scott Dixon's finished with the fourth fastest lap time in the opening practice session at the Indianapolis 500. He's completed a lap at 362 kilometres an hour. And Jasmine Paolini has become the first local woman to reach the Italian Open tennis semi-finals in 11 years. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.